Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Midwest Buzz podcast. I'm Olivia.
And I'm JC. Welcome back, you guys. We are here on a balmy 20-degree day in Aberdeen.
It actually feels warm compared to yesterday.
I know. My water froze in my car, though. I knew when I bought my house that my garage was not insulated. And they were like, oh, you can just do that later if you want. Kind of like how they're like, oh, the basement's unfinished.
Yeah.
Make it your own type thing.
Add equity.
Yeah. My water bottle was frozen in my car this morning. I was like, we're not off to a good start.
Just like a regular plastic.
No,
your Stanley?
My Stanley was.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
keeps things. It'll be frozen in there for a while.
It'll be frozen for days.
Yeah. So today we are going to be talking about 2024 wedding trends.
Dun dun.
Just so that you guys know the topic, as if you didn't see the title of the episode. We will get to that. I wanted to talk about, I went to the dermatologist today. And I was telling Adam, I was like, what is it about the doctors that they always make you feel guilty about having any ailment? I don't know, it's totally your fault.
Why are you here?
I have this spot on my nose, and 3 months ago I went and they said they biopsied it, and then it came back that it was precancerous, which my dermatologist today was like, you're the youngest patient I've ever had that has a precancerous spot. It's usually people in their 40s. I'm like,
what?
You have not been practicing long enough then, I guess, because that cannot be true.
Anything could be precancerous. Anything could be precancerous.
Yeah. So I'm like,
that's such a vague term.
I know. So he looked again and he was like, and I see some residual coming back, which he froze off, and that stung. Stung. It didn't smell. But anyways.
It was a stinger.
Yeah. And he was just like, you need to wear sunscreen. You're very susceptible to this. So just sunscreen all the time. And honestly, I don't agree with sunscreen. A lot of sunscreens have so many bad things in them for you.
That's true.
Really pay attention to your ingredients. Anyways, castor oil and coconut oil are natural sunscreens. So I did something to my mic. That's what I'll be using. But I'll also wear hats and stuff. I'll just be more cautious. But it's so interesting that it was just this is your fault.
Right.
Which, sure, I guess.
I can see where he's if he truly believes that your skin is more susceptible to.
Yeah, he's just trying to make me be cautious.
But I hate the fear behind it.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe that more than the warning, but just be hey, so, a lot of people are susceptible to a lot of things. I would highly recommend.
Yeah.
It's all how you word things. And I just sometimes I'm like, why are you just trying to freak people out?
Yeah, I feel like they always like to put a little bit of fear behind it.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate that. I'd be much more susceptible to you telling me to do something if it just came from a place of I want the best
positivity.
For you. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like they want you to come back.
Come let us
cut off your moles. How do they get money otherwise?
I know. I feel like we talked about this last time. You talked about the dermatologist, how the one time I went in, I had a list of things I want to cut off. Do you think that they will cut off any of the things I wanted cut off? No. Rude. Anyway, at least I didn't have to have something cut off. Yeah. But I wanted, I thought about having this one removed.
Really?
But Brooke told me she would be sad if I got it removed.
She's like, a part of you would be missing.
I know.
That's funny.
Yeah, but no. Well, I'm glad that they did get it taken off and zapped it. Hopefully it's fine. Yeah. If anything, just wear more hats.
Yeah, that's what I told Adam. I was like, I'll just wear hats.
Get a cute little sun hat or a cute ball cap.
It's not like I like my face getting burnt anyways or anything.
My face is the one thing that I will wear sunscreen on. Yeah. The rest of my body, I'm like, good luck. Or wear a hat or something.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
But yeah.
No.
I don't think I really did anything fun. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna wait and talk about this in the wedding stuff.
Okay.
I had a really cool inquiry yesterday.
Oh, nice.
No, I'll just talk about it
okay.
now. I had an inquiry for Hawaii.
Ooh.
And they're native Hawaiians that just found me on Instagram.
That's flattering.
Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
I was like, the power of the internet.
Yeah.
I was like, that's wild. Because, she's we grew up in Hawaii. We've lived here our whole lives. So I, went and, followed her on Instagram. Very much cute little Hawaiian couple.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they're we need this South Dakota, not near the ocean at all,
photographer. I know. I'm, so baffled by it. But I was like, hey, who am I?
Let my work speak for itself.
Yeah, who am I to turn down a Hawaiian wedding?
Right.
I'm Oh, I really hope I book it. She already replied and was like, these look great. I'm going to talk to my fiance.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, please don't ghost me. If I've never wanted to be ghosted less in my entire life.
Please, I must get back to the island.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a very cool inquiry.
I know. That'd be so fun. Other than that, pretty usual. Went pheasant hunting again this weekend.
Nice.
Pheasant season will be done in January, and then I will stop talking about my hunting.
It's a short season.
Yeah.
Really, if you think about it. Yeah, we went to Fargo.
Oh,
and
yeah. How was
I was
that?
a little bit worried about like how Grant would do being, I don't know, like I knew it was going to be hard to keep his schedule and everything, but he was actually an angel baby. Yeah. He did so good. He was up past his bedtime like every night, and he did great. He only would wake up once in the night. He did sleep with Adam and I a good bit because one time, so at the Airbnb, the crib was in the closet. And it got kind of warm in there. So one time I was like, I'm just going to keep him in the bed with us because he's like sweating.
He's such a hot baby.
Yeah. So, and then the first night he was like, when I went to put him back in the crib, he started like whimpering. And I was like, okay, you can sleep in the bed with us. Like, I didn't want him to be scared. Plus, I didn't want him to like have to cry it out with other people sleeping in the house, you know?
Well, and I don't know, if he was doing well, it is vacation. Like, you're not on the same schedule.
Yeah.
You know, like, why should he have to be?
Yeah. So he did really good. He even at like the restaurants and stuff, because he doesn't really like sitting still. But we figured out a good system of like, don't put him in the high chair until we get our food, and then give him something to like
let him play with you guys until the food comes. And
I packed like his banana and his little eater thing, and then at one restaurant Adam and I got burgers and they had pickles, and so I stuck a pickle in there, and he was entertained for a long time with that pickle.
Ooh.
loves the taste of a pickle.
That sounds so good, actually. I love pickles.
Yeah. Pickles are great.
I made the pheasant sandwiches. Remember I was talking about my grandma made them for her little Christmas thing? And Cole and I made them last night, and I put a little more pickle relish than I think you were supposed to. So good. I just love pickles.
How do you cut the pheasant? How do you do the pheasant?
You I just cooked it in a pressure cooker. So it was just like cooked all the way, and then I just like diced it up really
chicken?
And then I just diced it up really small, and then it's like,
that's what you were doing.
Yes.
In your Be Real.
Oh, and that probably looked weird, didn't it?
I was like,
I should have explained
it.
Is she
making tuna? I didn't know what you were.
Nope. Pheasant. I should have
explained, because I was like, that meat looks weird. I like zoomed in on it.
Yeah,
like,
it was
tell what it is.
like, and I feel like when you put things in a pressure cooker, it like kind of shrinks up a little bit. Yeah, it was pheasant breast.
Nice. Adam and I have not eaten our pheasants.
Gotta get on that.
Yeah, and
free meat.
He also hasn't done his deer yet.
From
last year. It's still in our freezer. I mean, like you did
it's
that,
processed.
But it hasn't been,
you just haven't like eaten it.
Yeah, and
or like ground it up.
He wants to grind it up and make his own sausage and stuff like that. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, better get on it.
It's not my thing. I don't really care if I never eat it.
That's true.
Although I do, because it's like, you know, it's a meat source.
Don't want to be wasteful, but
yes.
yeah. I think pheasant's pretty comparable to chicken if you have it in things. I probably wouldn't just want to have a pheasant breast and rice.
Yeah.
Like,
no, thank you.
But like, I made it into a soup. I made it into that sandwiches. I did like an Alfredo-y thing with it one day. Oh.
Works.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Gotta be a good sportsman.
Eating your game.
Yes. But no. Kind of chill. I don't have any big shoots coming up. Just kind of catching up on all my street team stuff is launching.
I saw that.
Oh my gosh. What day is today?
Before I went off.
Oh, thank goodness. Today's. For a second, I was like, should I be on my computer right now? No. Tomorrow. Well, not for you guys, but my tomorrow.
The 10th.
Is when it launches. Yeah.
Nice.
So if you're a 2025 senior and want to be on my street team, check me up.
That's so crazy that you're already at 2025 seniors. I feel like I just filmed your 2020 seniors. Or
I know.
2022.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun year. That was, because let's see, would Ashlyn have been 2021? You filmed that one when she was on that team. That seems like forever ago, and she's still a baby, which is weird.
Somehow she's just she's now turning 21 this year, but yeah, we're only 25. So
weird. Crazy how that works.
Yeah, it really does feel like I'm still 25.
one of Cole's friends, they're having like him and his wife both turned 30 this year. And so they're going to do a
Must be nice. Turning the same age as your spouse.
Right, yeah. And so they're doing like a hills trip, like going skiing, just like renting a cabin with friends.
Oh, that's fun.
And I was like, oh, that'll be so fun. And so I was snapping him, and I was like, because before they had said something about skiing, and I was like, oh my gosh, skiing's going to be so much fun. And I was like, although I don't know if an old man like yourself is going to be able to make it down the slopes very well. And he was like, yeah, you wouldn't know. And I was like, nope, not at all. Not old.
Not old.
0 old. Okay. Should we get into the episode?
Yes, let's get into the meat of this episode.
I'm kind of excited because
JC planned this whole episode also.
I stalked the Instagrams and the Pinterests.
She
and
deep dived for this one to find
made
out
a
and
list.
give you guys all the ins and outs of what's going to be trending in 2024 for your weddings.
Yes. And I mean, I'd like to preface, we say this all the time when we talk about weddings. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be trend setting.
This can just give you ideas if you're like, oh, I didn't think of that, or I like that, or whatever. Or I won't be doing that.
There's a lot of weddings you look back and be like, what was going on there?
Yep. We
Mostly,
should revisit some horrible trends
right?
through the years.
That's what we should do. Have our like moms on and talk about all of the like weddings they've gone to that they've been like, what was that? Okay, so the one thing that I had seen in this last year, and I think it will be a big thing going into 2024, is small weddings and like just like intentional invite lists, small weddings, and that like tying in with that is just having an Airbnb venue and like booking like this really cool venue and just having your wedding there. I've seen
that a lot.
Yeah, I was doing some stalking on just some like cool venues across the United States, and it's interesting how many of them are starting to say no parties, and I'm wondering if it's because that had gotten to be like a thing. So do be careful if you're looking for an Airbnb venue and you want to have your wedding there. Just make sure you clear it with the host first, and maybe even if it says no parties, just like check with them, because maybe you could pay extra for like an insurance policy.
Yeah,
and then they'd be fine with it. I think most of it's just the liability behind it.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I think that would be so cool. That Ashton Bottensteiner, now it's Kingsbury, I think. That's what they did.
Oh,
they
got married already?
Yeah, they rented a huge like Airbnb out in Palm Springs.
Nice.
And just had, I want to say there was probably 60 people there. But I'm like, that's so fun.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And then like literally after the wedding, like everyone was like jumping in the pool.
Classic.
In their like suits and dresses. And it just looked like a really fun weekend.
Yeah.
I feel like you can make it more of a wedding
where
weekend.
It's like a weekend thing. I really like that.
Well, even how like Mariah and Zach,
that's
like that was
too.
A kind of full weekend thing. There were so many fun things.
Yeah, I liked that.
Oh, that was still such a fun wedding.
Yeah.
I think it was just like everyone that was there, the location.
Yeah.
The lake.
Yes.
All the good things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else do we have on here? I feel like t-shirt thank yous.
Oh yeah, you talked about this the other day.
Yeah. I thought that was so cute. I saw that on one of my like past seniors actually just got married. And that's what they did, like kind of the after party or whatever. Everyone got t-shirts and they threw them on over their dresses, and it was just like cute photos.
That's cute. So like what did the t-shirt say?
It was like, I think it said their last name. I think it was like the Lanes, and then it was like a big disco ball, and then it was like said like I can't say this.
Commemorative?
Yes, thank you. T-shirt, and then it had the date.
Nice.
And it was cute.
That's cute.
I was like, that'd be fun.
Because people could actually wear it, like.
Right. Or like bring it out on their anniversaries and like show up, be like, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be cute.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay. Did you see anything on the list that you liked?
I mean, yeah. First of all, what's bezeled rings?
Oh, that's a trend that I think is huge for 2024. Like bezeled engagement rings. Like the style. How they're like encased.
Is that the kind that you like?
I've seen a few engagements recently, and that is like the only ring I've been seeing is these bezeled rings. And they're supposedly the safest way to mount a diamond because
I see, with the
it's not just prongs, it's the whole thing is covered in the metal.
Well, that one's pretty. Oof, that's big.
Yeah, there's some cool ones.
Anyways, in case anybody wants to see. I don't know if you can see that, but
oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
there's some like chunky ones too that are kind of cool. I don't know. It's pretty fun. I just think that you're going to see a lot of those rings for proposals in 2024.
Yeah. For sure. That makes sense. Okay. So first one on the list that you had actually is very intriguing to me, is a wedding content creator.
Yes.
And I follow a lot of influencers on Instagram, and I had one who got married in November, and she had like a whole team of content creators at her wedding that were just like so she just like didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Because, obviously if she's an influencer, she wants to share. She's been sharing her whole wedding planning journey. Right. But she doesn't want to have to worry about it. So very kind of cool.
So I know of one in Sioux Falls. So it's like made its way to the Midwest. You don't have to
which means it's been around for a while.
Right. And I do think a lot of these trends that I'm like seeing and finding probably have been out there for a while, but I think you're going to see them leaking their way into the Midwest a little bit more in the next year. So there is a girl in Sioux Falls who does it, and basically I want to say that they take your phone and they have their phone going.
Yeah, and they even have like a little point and shoot sometimes.
Yep, they'll have multiple options for you to pick from. I like the idea.
Or if you're a vlogger, they'll take that for you.
I like the idea of someone having your phone.
Yeah, because then you can like.
And I mean, not that it can't be airdropped at the end of the night or something.
Right.
But almost just someone who's like, oh, like I really thought making this TikTok would be fun. You could give them things that you wanted to have done. They're going to have their own ideas, obviously. And then can you imagine how fun it would be the next day to open up your phone and just have your entire day documented and just be able to like relive it?
Yeah.
Yes, obviously you pay a professional videographer. You pay a photographer.
You don't get to see that next day.
Right. But to have all of just like funny stuff of maybe it was your
like a totally different perspective, especially because they'd probably like in with your group.
Right. Like you might be sitting getting your hair and makeup done and not know that your mom was doing something really cute with your sister, pouring mimosas or whatever it might be. Like just cute little moments that you can see that might not even be like necessarily wedding film material.
Yeah.
But still like fun to have.
Yeah. For you to remember.
And just like cute photos. Like you might want to post a cute pic the next day.
I've also heard if you're more on a budget and you're like, I love that idea, but I can't afford it, is like if you have a personal attendant or a bridesmaid that is like especially good at social media, you're like, this is your job for the day to make sure I get these things. Because honestly, like bridesmaids don't have hard jobs. No. They just have to be there for pictures and walk down the aisle. Like they can do it.
They like to make it think that they have hard jobs.
Yeah. So sorry not to throw any bridesmaids under the bus.
I know, like when I obviously me being a photographer on Lauren's wedding day, I was like videoing and photoing everything. I had a disposable camera, I had my actual camera, and I was doing stuff on my phone. Yeah. Just because I was like, oh my gosh, I want her to like have some fun stuff.
And it's a good thing you did that.
Yeah. So
anyways. No, I just like it. I think that's a great idea. We kind of did that we took Lindy's phone. Actually, it was mostly at the reception, and we just made videos of like talking to them and like random. Jake went around and took selfies with everyone. Just was fun for them to look at them when they went to the airport or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. So, I like it. And that is a good idea. I mean, literally you could have some little 14-year-old girl that you used to babysit who probably would be thrilled to be at your wedding.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, do you want to come hang out with us for the day?
Yeah, and help me make TikToks and whatever you want to do.
They would be elated.
Yes. I also think being a wedding content creator would be so fun.
It would be. You'd have no editing to do the next day.
No.
You literally would show up for the day of.
Yeah. And just like get all the things.
Granted, I don't think it's probably a very high paying position depending on who you're working for. But even if you got a couple $100,
what area you're in, like around here probably wouldn't be a very lucrative business, but
yeah, get some influencers and then you would be. Okay, so the next one is documentary style wedding photos. I don't think that you should throw out all traditional wedding photos, but I do think maybe just having that in mind when you are, like, say you are getting married, and you want more of just that, like, laid back, real life, spending time with the people at your wedding day. And I think Ashlyn talked about this the other day, like, schedule that time into your timeline. Whether that's an hour that you just say, we're not doing anything set and specific, we're just spending time with the people that are here with us, and you just want candids from the day, that is a great way to get those, like, documentary style photos. Yeah. Obviously, the whole day is going to be documented.
Yeah.
But in a less posy way.
Yeah, love it.
I know, I do too. I often think, like, I think I'm going to start doing, you know how I always take an hour in between, like, family photos? Yeah. I think I'm going to start leaving my second shooter at the church and just, like, have her kind of, like, be a little fly on the wall. Because I feel like some fun stuff happens in that time.
Yeah.
Like, the girls go out and take photos sometimes. Or,
I just want a cute photo of me and the bride. Or, I don't know, like, the family
or they're
showing
just, like,
up.
sitting, waiting. And family shows up. Yeah.
Like, I don't need two people taking pictures of the table
decor,
arrangements.
Which they usually don't anyway. So.
Okay, so number 3, and I think some of these tie into each other because I, like, had different things. Okay, actually, I'm going to bounce. So, highly curated menu. The amount of people that I talk to that are, like, either not engaged or just, like, newly engaged always talk about how they want their food at their wedding to be so good.
Yeah.
And then they compromise on everything because the venue makes them.
Yeah. And then the price gets them.
Yes, and the price. Realize. And so that ties into also having dietary restriction friendly options. There are a lot of people, me, who are gluten free. You also have a lot of vegan friends, dairy-free friends, lactose intolerant. Like, be aware when if you have a bigger guest list, especially, you're going to have a lot more diversity. Yeah, allergies. So, like, make sure you're, like, at least courteous of that and have some options. I get that maybe no one in your family is gluten-free, and so you're like, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But when there are, like, gluten-free options, I am so happy. This is not just for me. There's a lot of people that are gluten-free. And when you have an all pasta wedding, not the most convenient.
Yeah, you really, I think it's super courteous to just, like, have an option or
have a salad. At least have a salad. I don't know.
That you're like, if someone's vegan or can't have dairy or gluten-free, at least they can have something.
Right.
You know? I don't know. I think that's courteous.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be a big thing. Also, like, going into the food, having, like, unique food stations and having, like, fun, like, elements of food at your wedding. Like, maybe it's not a huge big meal, but you have, like, a taco bar or a taco truck or a gelato ice cream stand or I don't know, just like fun little things that are unique and not the same meal that everyone has at their wedding.
Yeah, I like that.
Because that kind of, I tied some of those in together.
Yeah.
Obviously, trends are trends.
Yeah. I know with, whenever we were originally planning Lindy's wedding, we were throwing out the idea of the lake house, and Mom was like, and we can have food trucks come, and there could be, like, 3 different food trucks or whatever. And I think maybe she tried to throw the same idea for Levi and Carly, but
that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
I love a good food truck.
Mom's ahead of the trends.
Yeah. Your mom is trend setting. I think we talked about this one other time, but embroidered veils.
Oh, very pretty.
I think those are going to be really cool this year. I think they're going to finally saturate the market and be
in the Midwest.
Yes, and be here. There's some really fun ones. Like, I get that we've always had, like, little, like, beading detail or stuff, but like go crazy with them. Yeah,
like fully, not just down the sides, but like fully down the middle.
Yeah, like starting at the bottom and like working its way up into the like actually like embroidered.
Love it. Okay, explain curated wedding wardrobes.
Okay, so I think that people should send out dress codes for weddings.
Oh, I would so do that. I sent one to my whole family. Like,
And
this is the color palette you can wear. Like,
and like
I
send
would have done
out
it to my guest list if it was
acceptable.
Yeah.
Make it acceptable. I think that your guests should receive a mood board. I think it's
I think
courteous.
that would be awesome.
I think that there's nothing worse than showing up at a wedding and you're like, oh, I'm literally in the same color as the bridesmaids and I look like I was a bridesmaid.
Yeah, you're like,
that was not the move. Or just like, I mean, you can go as extreme as you want on this. It could be like, this is exactly, I mean, I've been invited to a wedding where it was like, you are allowed to wear creams, linen, and beige. Like, that's it. That was what the bride wanted and the groom. You could say it's black tie. You could say, you know, like.
You could just be like, you know, sundress attire,
right,
whatever. Like,
whatever you want.
vibes.
I think the mood board is fun because
Yeah.
it makes like, the photos will look so good because it will look like everyone was like meant to be at this wedding.
Yeah,
They were all.
I do like it. That's very
and
cool.
and again, this is probably like on this, like, I don't know if you're gonna do that for a 300-person wedding, but a 75-person wedding,
Yeah.
everyone
more
would just
intimate
look so good.
Okay, so then
Oh, unique batch party themes. I think people are going hard on bachelorette parties these days.
oh yeah.
Like, they're invested in themes. And we talked about this
Some
when we
people are
talked
more
about
excited about their bachelorette party than the wedding.
I think it's because you can be more intentional with a small group.
Yeah.
Like, you can say, hey, we're all doing this. We're all wearing this. We're going to go to these, you know, events, or we're going to do these things. And you can, like, be so niched and have so much fun with it. Where when you have a huge wedding, you can't do that.
Yeah.
There's not enough time. There's not enough money. There's not enough, like, active participants.
Yeah.
There's men wearing dudes.
So what's a fun theme you've seen recently?
I just had to get that out. I was going to put on the list, dudes are out for weddings.
Yeah.
What's a good bachelorette theme I have seen? I really liked the, they call it like the Parent Trap theme.
Oh.
Like, where it's like kind of like camp vibes.
Oh. Yeah.
I think that that's really cute.
That is cute.
And it's more like in home, we rented like a big cabin in Colorado, like type thing.
Yeah.
I think that's really fun. I think anything Western is always going to be fun to me.
Yeah.
Madison's is like a denim vibe for like one of the nights when we go
Yeah.
out. And I'm like, that's just fun. Like,
Yeah.
get some
I've
boots
seen
on.
where people have a grandma night where they all dress like grandmas and then go
yes.
out.
One of my brides last year did that. And they like fully embraced the theme. And like, how fun.
Yeah. Or
They
I've
all-
seen wigs. They all wear
Yeah, they all
colored
have
wigs.
like wigs and like walkers
Yep,
and canes
yep,
and
yep.
like raided their actual grandma's closets.
Yeah. And then they like act like they're all old, then they go out on the dance floor and
Break
they're
a
like,
move.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's just like so much fun to be had with themes at
Mm-hmm.
bachelorette parties. But hey, get themed with your wedding if you want. Have a great Gatsby style wedding
Yeah.
and make people like actually.
Roaring 20s.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
I did have one that was kind of like that one year. Everyone was supposed to wear masks.
Oh.
It's kind of cool.
I saw one. I was not filming it, but I was at Mavericks and it was happening at the deck and it was like derby themed. Everyone was wearing hats and stuff.
That would be so cool. I would
was like,
love
what
that.
is happening? And then I realized it was a wedding.
I've said it so many times. I think the greatest bachelorette party would be at the Kentucky Derby.
Oh.
Get a group of girls, go down to Kentucky for the Kentucky Derby, get out those big hats, be the bougiest little gals, bet on some horses, and watch the ponies run.
Oh my gosh.
I'm all for it. Invite me if you plan it. Okay, we already kind of talked about this, but like just small guest lists and intimate weddings, I think
Yeah.
are going to be really big for 2024. I think big weddings can be fun. I get the draw, I get the pull, but I think a lot of people are just starting to be like, hey, I just want my closest peeps around me.
Yeah. They're overwhelmed a little bit.
Yeah.
Totally understand. Also, they probably feel like it's a little overdone or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
To each their own in that regard.
Agreed.
Okay, the rise of weekday weddings.
I think we're going to see with like venues giving discounts for off day weddings. I think you're going to see, especially in big cities, you're going to see like a lot of random Thursday weddings or invited to a Monday wedding.
Yeah.
Especially over certain holidays, how dates fall.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be doing that a lot more.
I can definitely see that.
And I don't have a problem with it, but I also don't work a normal job. I get that people would have to, your average 9-to-5 job, you're going to have to take time off to go.
But if the couple means something to you, you do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no cake smashes or small cakes. I think the days of people spending $500 on cakes are out.
Yeah. Out the window. Goodbye.
Done.
Sayonara. They're gonna have their aunt do it.
Yeah.
Or their mom or something. I
really love. I mean, for my birthday, I don't know if you guys saw, but I had the little heart cake.
Mm-hmm.
I think heart cakes are adorable. They're really in. The whole vintage theme, I think, is going to be kind of big this year.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's like we're going to those little retro phone booths, we're doing the old camper photo booths, we're doing the little heart. Yeah, we're doing just like vintage feels,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think Bridgerton has something to do with that. It got us all in our little vintage era of we want.
Like, we need our dance cards and we want to be asked to dance.
Yes.
Write your name down, please.
That'd be so fun. And just like the sleeves and just all the things that whole era I think had.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think that big cakes are out. We're gonna have like cute little couple cakes because how many, just think of our brides alone in the last 3 years, how many of them all have fake layers and it's just the top layer is real? Why are you paying for all of that?
Yeah.
No one even looks at it.
No.
And just having like small dessert tables, dessert carts. I kind of said this before, like a gelato stand, maybe like a brownie sundae bar.
How cute would it be if there was like a little dessert cart that got wheeled around to the tables like at a fancy restaurant? It was like, what would you like? And then if it's like, oh, I want cake and they all want cake, you go and get the cake. Right. But, they can see all the options.
Yeah, not a lot of people are cake people.
No.
Like if you actually did a poll and said like, do you like cake over a maybe even like, I know cheesecake is like called cake, but yeah. Like, or
cheesecake, donuts, cupcake, cookies,
tiramisu,
brownie,
cookies.
Candy, like, I don't know, ice cream,
I'm a big ice cream fan. To have gelato, that'd be so cool.
Grant has awoken.
Oh no, we are on a limited time frame. Okay, and then let's see. Unconventional food stations, we kind of already talked about that.
Yep.
Just having like a lot of food trucks or I don't know, like a fun like meat carving station where you could go like
you're at a Brazilian steakhouse.
Yes. How fun would that be? Do some different things. Out of the box wedding vendors. I think that what I've seen with this is like maybe you have a tattoo artist at your wedding and people can go get free tattoos. Or I'm trying to think like what else. Have you seen anything else that was just like kind of random where you're like, oh yeah, that'd be cool at a wedding? I hadn't thought about it though.
I don't know if I've seen it at a wedding, but obviously like things that you could do, permanent jewelry.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know, obviously
just like fun little like interactive things for your guests that make it a fun experience and something you want to do.
Yeah.
I think it'd be so cool to be like, oh yeah, I got this bracelet on my wedding day. Face painting for kids at weddings.
I would love that.
I didn't put no kid weddings on this list because I thought that might be too controversial in the Midwest.
But I do think it's good. Yeah.
Another thing I've seen is couples are getting ready together. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do it because I love the anticipation and like the build up. Yeah, I'm an anticipation person, but
yes.
But I'm not
opted out of a first look, which is I think a little bit getting to be a more popular thing. I think there are some couples that are over first looks and they want the real moment. Mm. And I get that. I'm fine with that if that's what you want.
Just have your ceremony earlier in the day so she can still get out there.
Yeah, have your ceremony earlier. Plus, do you really want to spend your entire wedding day not seeing your spouse?
No, that was the one thing. So we got married on Friday. That was the one thing that like we didn't see each other till 6. I had a really good time with like my family and he had a good time with his family. So I think that it was fine. And we were together forever after that, So but I was like, oh, it's so long till I got to see him.
So if you do it, have your the time of your wedding earlier. That way you only just have to have like the morning apart. But I'd be like, I'm gonna lose my snap streak with you if I don't snap you soon and you can't see what I look like.
Just snap your feet. It's a little preview.
Just a little treat for you. The dogs are out. Yeah, but I photographed one last year where they got ready together, and it was kind of sweet.
Fun,
like
yeah.
him, like zipping up her dress and like helping her with her shoes and like grabbing her stuff and just like I don't know, like her fixing his tie. Like it was sweet. It was cute, and it was just the two of them.
So yeah, that's very much elopement, like intimate
Mhm.
wedding.
Yeah,
as well.
and this was a smaller one. Okay, so one of the other things, and if you're a Catholic, you already do this, but leave the first row open for wedding party. No one wants to stand up there. Bridal party gets so nervous about this for some
Yeah.
reason. Oh, it was shaking, or oh, it was so hot. Let him go
Or
sit
they're
down.
Like, my knees are gonna buckle.
They're so dramatic about it. I just
Yeah.
like love like listening to other groups and I'm like, oh man, I was sweating bullets up there, and it's like
Nobody
no
was
one's
even looking
no
at
one's
you.
looking at you. So let them sit down. I think you're gonna see a lot of elopements.
Mm-hmm.
And then something that I don't know if I'm personally a fan of, but they say that it's coming is petite bouquets.
So like the little
Yes,
like
the
bridesmaid
dainty,
style,
cute
or-
bouquets. Just because I think for so long we've gone like, how big can we get a bouquet?
yeah.
And there are some brides, and it's like, I can't even see the bride. This bouquet is
You're
massive.
like, can you hold it a little lower? And they're like, I can't. It's
No,
letting me
I
down.
can't.
I
So
have to use all my body to hold it.
like the next day, I've had brides be like, my arms hurt from holding my bouquet. I'm like, oh, yeah, it was
Yeah,
heavy.
maybe a little bit.
Yeah. So just like maybe having an appropriate size. But they say petite ones are coming in. But a trend that I saw that I thought was really cute was having mismatched bridesmaids bouquets.
Oh.
So like say all like the mismatched bridesmaids dress has been going around
Yeah.
for a while. I do like that trend. I don't think it's anything new.
Yeah.
But having say in your bridal bouquet, the bride's bouquet, it has all these different kinds of flowers.
And then they each just have one of those.
Yes, so each of the bridesmaids has one of the coordinating flowers to the bridesmaids or to the brides.
Love it.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be really cool. And then the bridesmaids would know which one is theirs.
Yeah,
And then it makes it kind of special. Yeah,
I
like
know.
that.
I thought that was really fun. And that is the end of my list, basically.
Awesome. So if you guys liked any of these ideas, do it. Run with it.
Plan a wedding and hire us.
Yes.
No, I think 2024, my September is slammed for 2024.
How many?
I think I have 7.
What?
Yeah.
Girl.
It's because I have a Monday wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, in Punta Cana.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think that random day weddings are going to start being a thing just
Yeah.
because weekends fill up so fast. People are sick of it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. I should probably go get my child. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any trends that we didn't talk about, let us know on the old Instagram.
Yes, we love a good wedding trend. Hit us up and have a great rest of your day.
Bye.